Hello everyone, welcome to You Like That Extra, a movie review show. My name is Jack, I'm one half of You Like That Extra.
And my name is Adam, I'm the other half of You Like That Extra.
In celebration of Finally Time to Die coming out, we are doing a little Bond week. We thought we would bookend the series and speak about Daniel Craig's first outing as 007,
Seems only fitting.
Mr. Jimothy Bond.
Jimothy Bond himself.
Casino Royale. First one, generally considered the best one. Mm-hmm. We have a small problem with this episode. Two small problems. One, I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night, so that's why it's late.
Apologies.
I was a little unwell. And then, secondly, I saw Finally Time to Die yesterday.
Yep.
So my wires might get a little bit crossed. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember how Casino Royale ends.
That's okay. I can run you through because I just watched it.
I watched it two nights before.
Two nights ago I watched it. I'm
two nights
fresh.
Before Finally Time to Die. And just the wires are so crossed.
I can't believe it's finally time to die.
It's finally time to die. A year and a bit later, it's finally here.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2006, one relatively unknown actor, sort of mildly known actor, one Mr. Daniel Craig, was cast as James Bond. If you don't know the James Bond series, I don't know what to tell you. Like,
fucking honestly,
where the fuck have you been?
Honestly, you know it.
Long running. So a man named Martin Campbell came along to direct this movie. He directed GoldenEye.
Okay.
Largely considered one of the better James Bond movies.
One of the more recognisable.
The James Bond series is famed for quality dips and peaks.
Yep.
But he also directed Green Lantern. It's got nothing to do with Casino Royale. I just thought it was funny.
That's a good note to have in there, but
it's crazy. But that was 7 years after.
Good to know everyone has their off day.
Yeah. Not everyone can nail it. The cast of this one is Daniel Craig, Eva Green, Dame Judi Dench. Fuck.
The densest Judy there is.
She's a very intelligent woman. I don't mean that. Mads Mikkelsen and Jeffrey Wright.
Yep.
There was a budget on this one of $150 million.
Yep.
Box office came back at $616.5 million.
Not huge in retrospect.
Yeah.
For a Bond, I bet the following predecessors after this sort of turned the page into box office ratings. Yes,
correct. Because heavily criticised was Daniel Craig. Mm-hmm. They didn't like blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yep.
I was going to make a Hitler joke, but I got nothing. I'm sorry.
Good, we don't need that in here.
But, box office aside, critics 94%, audience 90%. People like this movie a lot. Wow. James Bond earns his famed moniker of 007 and sets out on his first mission, which is beating a private banker who's funding terrorists at a game of high-stakes poker in one Casino Royale in Montenegro, and try really, really hard not to die. Because fucking hell, he has a crack at it.
He gives it a red-hot go.
Casino Royale. Adam, what do you think of the movie Casino Royale?
Boy, this is peak action movie.
It's quite a statement.
It's a fucking I hadn't seen Casino Royale since it came out.
Yeah, me neither.
And I'd never gone back. Like, I've got all the Daniel Craig Bond movies, and I've suffered, and I've not watched anything after whatever came after Casino.
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace. I remember Quantum of Solace.
Heavily affected by the writer's strike, and they were writing on set each day.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig and the director. So, fuck. That poor movie.
Yeah, I never caught up. So, unfortunately, for Finally Time to Die, I'll be a little bit blind as to how the story's progressed since.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have time to sort of scrub up on it. But revisiting this again and seeing everything on a much larger TV, clearer picture, just experiencing everything for what seems like the first time again was an absolute treat.
Yeah. What makes this movie so popular and what I think makes it so good is, action doesn't make a movie good, but this movie just comes at you like a fucking on-fire bulldozer. Yeah. This movie is relentless.
Yeah.
And even the poker games are broken up. Like, there's two very elongated poker scenes, and that might make you shit your decks a little bit and go, oh no, is the rest of this movie going to be a poker? But they're broken up, and they're like, the guy hosting the poker game's like, oh, we're going to break for an hour.
Yeah.
And then Daniel Craig has a heart attack and rolls a car fucking 40 times. It's just like, it just doesn't stop.
It doesn't have to keep you going, but it fucking throws you from the word go.
Yeah.
The whole intro is just it's like a fucking 20-minute chase scene where just a lot of shit happening.
And it was 2006, so of course there's lots of parkour.
Yeah, lots of parkour.
As was the theme at the time.
I love parkour. There's some great fucking movies with parkour in it. But this, the action is something else. Daniel Craig is just got this wit and this charm to him, and
he's
everything
incredible.
He does, like
he's fantastic.
He's perfect as a Bond.
Yeah,
and
because he's kind of a prick. He's a little bit of a prick, and
he's got that little bit of an ego to him, like like when he finds where Judi Dench lives, and knows what her name is, he's just like, "You fucking little cheeky cunt! How dare you?"
Yeah, and she's just like, she's ringing him around the ear, and he's just like, "I'm better than everyone here."
He's like, "Well, 00, so you know what it is."
There's a bit of that in Finally Time to Die as well. Minor spoiler.
Beautiful. What
was I going to say? It just Mission Impossible kind of took over James Bond after Mission Impossible 2 even, because Mission Impossible 3 onwards, all this goodwill, they're all very, very good, consistent movies.
Yeah.
But, the selling point of those is the big stunt, the big action piece.
Yeah.
Whereas James Bond, you're just like, who's he going to fuck?
Yeah.
There's that element as well.
Yeah,
there's
pretty much.
There's the Bond girl. It's
always got to be the Bond girl.
It was a different time, but they're still carrying that on.
Yeah.
But and they lost the action sequence, I think. Like Quantum of Solace had the record for the biggest explosion of all time. And then Skyfall, name me one action scene for it. Skyfall is one of the better ones, but name me one action scene.
Haven't seen it, so I can't.
Exactly. And then Spectre, I forgot that came out.
Yeah.
Because they kept saying Spectre in Finally Time to Die, and I was just like, that word is so familiar, and then I was like, holy fuck, there was a whole other sequel.
Yep.
And that one, I should have looked up the score because people really don't like that one. Maybe for the main episode we'll look up the score.
Yeah.
Just to contrast.
From what I can remember, I think the box office dropped down for that one to I think around the 600 again.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't a lot.
No. But this one, there's if you're a Bond fan, there's so much here to love. Like, Mads Mikkelsen is the perfect Bond villain. He's
100%. He's
fucked up face.
He's made to be a villain. It's
fucked up
him.
Face. He's just smarmy and evil and cool and scary, and but he's just
because he's got such
good at poker.
He's got such a fucked up face, but he's got this devilish little fucking grin on him all the time that makes him look like he's the sexiest man on the fucking screen.
I know I'm still handsome.
Yeah,
under here.
He's like, don't worry about the bleeding tear duct. That just happens when I'm a little bit stressed.
And then we're introduced to Jeffrey Wright as Felix, who becomes a bigger character later on. But in this one, he's just like, have some more money. I'll come back in the sequels, pretty much. That's kind of all he does in this one. But, he's just like, he's cool as well. Yeah. Like, everyone is so memorable in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember the ending, but everyone is memorable in it. Like, even Eva Green as Vespa Lind.
Yeah.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, she's cool. She's
cool.
Very
and then
attractive.
Spoiler alert, she's the villain.
Yeah, she's a double agent.
She does some double crossing.
But not to her want.
No.
More to her forced into doing.
Yes, these movies are full of double crossing as well. Like, you really got to try and keep up.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah, and, this one had a record as well for the most car rolls. The most times a car rolled over.
Yep.
In that fucking great scene where he nearly runs over Vespa Lind and then he just swerves. It's not a good selling point for an Aston Martin because cars shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think. I think the people at Aston Martin would have been very, hey, we've got a reputation for our cars. Can you fucking not?
And they tend to debut cars. Like up until now, they debuted car. Like this was the first appearance of a DBS.
Yeah.
So
because I think Post Malone, when he did his video for White Iverson, I can't remember what fucking car he was driving in that video.
Yeah.
But it was something high end, and they contacted him about it because they're like, "Can you not do that in our car?"
Yeah.
Because he's like ripping doughies in the fucking sand and dirt.
Ferrari are very famous for not being in music videos and stuff.
Yeah.
They're very, very picky about it. And if they hear you're mistreating a car, they'll come for you with a cease and desist. Aston Martin don't give a fuck. They'll like throw it down a hill. Yeah. Well, just fucking roll it. And the DBS, that's a character in itself, and that becomes a thing. It was always a thing with James Bond and Aston Martin, but it was always about the gadgets. What's the gadget? Whereas in this, it's just like, the DBS is the best looking piece of art in the history of the Earth. There's no gadgets, just look at it. It's just shot pornographically as well. It's just like, this might be why it's my favorite James Bond movie. It's because of that DBS. I just wanted a Jack's calm in it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Go back to the stunts and action. But yeah, so the story, he's just playing a game of poker.
Yeah, realistically,
but he's got to weasel his way into that game, which is where the first half of the movie comes from.
Yeah, because like it's a long movie, you know, it's spread over 2 hours.
It's a very long movie. Yeah.
So you know, it takes its time to develop itself. Obviously, you've got to establish James Bond as a newly ranked 007 with his license to kill.
I love that. All you have to do is kill 2 people.
Yeah,
that's a low barrier.
Done, license to kill, and you're like,
I accidentally killed a seagull once. Does that count? I don't remember.
You're halfway there, bud.
Yeah, I don't remember what episode that's in, but I tell that story, and Adam loses his mind.
Yes.
But yeah, it's so funny because like the intro is this cool little noir spy, black and white.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really well shot.
And he's talking to this guy, and you see his first kill, and it's like it reminds me of that fight in Mission Impossible Fallout because they're in a bathroom and they're fucking punching through tiles and stuff, and it's really visceral, really brutal, and that. For me, that personifies Daniel Craig's James Bond. He is just a murderer.
Yeah.
He murders so many people.
He fucking goes for it.
He mass extinctions people just in this movie alone. And then he's got 4 more movies after it. And he is downright genocidal.
Oh, when you've got a license to kill.
Apparently. And he seems to enjoy it. Man. There's a couple of lines in Finally Time to Die where you're just like, I think he might like this. I don't think it's just part of the job for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, then his second kill, he's just all... And it shows the 2 sides that people love of James Bond, which I'm going to keep talking about Mission Impossible, I'm sorry. But Ethan Hunt doesn't have that. There's no like suave, cool... Yeah. It's just like, he's going to hang off a helicopter and almost kill himself.
It's just Tom Cruise. He's not the best thing to look at.
Whereas James Bond, you have this brutal... You know, the best killer in the world, and like talking.
Yeah.
You know, wisecracking and talking.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig is much more wisecracky in this.
100%.
Like. He's got some cool, especially in the poker game.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's just Daniel Craig's persona is just that.
Yeah.
Because like even him like in Knives Out.
Yeah.
He's absolutely fucking masterpiece.
Effortlessly cool.
He can just do it.
Just a cool guy.
He just does it. It just rolls off his tongue, and you go, mate, that was perfect.
Yeah.
And he goes, I know.
Yeah, he's not doing a voice or an accent or anything. It's just, it's pretty much just him. And, you know, he's a rich, famous actor. So, like, maybe the ego and stuff is kind of real as well. Like, by all accounts, one of the nicest people on the planet.
Yeah.
Just the easiest dude to work with.
Yeah,
I
100%.
fucking loved it. Like, I got the biggest man crush on Daniel Craig.
He's a great guy.
But, yeah, just, like, I like that black and white intro a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool because it's sort of... It sets like a classic tone for like the Bond series in general.
Yeah.
And you go, here's a classic feel to it to warm you up into this.
Yeah.
Because this is a rebooted franchise. Like before this, the last one we had was Die Another Day with Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they go, all right, let's reboot it, bring in someone completely off the cuff.
Yeah.
Different to what you've ever experienced in a Bond.
Yeah. And it's,
but we'll ease you into it.
Yeah, and like Die Another Day, he jumped a car off an ice cliff and then a big British flag parachute, and like it just got out of hand. And like even the one before that, which is Tomorrow Never Dies, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
They're on a space station ship, and there's a guy with diamonds in his face who can't feel pain. It's just like, oh my god, what the fuck is this?
Yep.
So this movie just goes, all right, just chill out. He's just a secret agent. It's his first mission. There's no space or anything.
Yeah.
And it's much more grounded, I think.
Yeah.
Like even the big stunts are grounded.
Yeah, because it's a very...
For the most part. I mean...
This is a very digestible movie.
Yes.
It's... Because you're seeing a lot, like big sequences in that.
Yeah.
But it's not so far out of the blue and just like...
It's a guy doing his job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of what you want to see from this. And then they throw the poker game in through the middle and that. In like we like watching poker.
Yeah,
like, poker's fun to watch.
And he has to use his knowledge of people and reading people, and you know, it's not gadgets and stuff. I know people love Bond for gadgets. I don't. Gadgets just what
I don't think you need them.
I don't love a gadget, but him like almost being a detective and being like, all right, what's the villain's name? What's Mads Mikkelsen's name? He's got a cool villain name, but I don't remember
It's
it.
like Le Chaffier. It's something Shafir.
Yeah.
El Shafir.
Dr. El Shavir or something.
Something like that. Just call him Shafir.
Yeah, he's got his tell or whatever. He twitches when he has to lie or whatever. It's just like, James Bond would know how to figure that out. That's part of his job. It's not just murdering people.
Yeah.
But that noir intro is just like a nice, gentle like that. And then the bulldozer happens. And it's like, boom, through the roof. Like,
it goes to that first one. You got a 20-minute chase and it's just going through a fucking British embassy.
And the best joke of all time, and I don't think it's even a joke, is when the guy he's chasing does some cool parkour through a little gap.
Yeah,
it's like this tiny little gap he has to sling through, and it's like drywall, and Daniel Craig just smashes through the drywall, and it's just like, he's a brute. Yeah, like he's going to get to the end no matter what he does.
Any means necessary, he will get done.
And it doesn't like he will fucking. Like, and of course you see this in the rest of the trilogy as well. He just throws himself into shit. Like, get on a motorbike, jump on a thing, and if it doesn't work, I'll get hurt.
It's effective.
Yeah.
You just fucking mack it out. It is what it is. Bang, there you go.
And so, he has a heart attack in this. One of many times he just nearly dies.
Yeah.
He comes very close to dying a lot.
very
like it's the Stormtrooper effect. None of the bad guys can shoot him.
Yeah.
But just like, he just gets poisoned by having a drink or whatever.
Yep.
And I just, that's such a spy movie thing.
Yeah, it's very...
no drinks are safe, you can't have sex because she's probably a traitor and he's going to grip your dick off or whatever.
That it happens. So the poker game itself is always a joy to watch. When you have like slimy people who play a lot of poker and, they've got their tells, they know how to rort a game and think they're showing off a tell, but then winning the hand ultimately. And just the first part there, when he convinces James to go all in, because James thinks he's telling that he's bluffing. So he just fucking calls it all, checks it off, and then he just does the simple card raise, and it's just the one card, and it's just like, I win. And just the look on James, and he just sits there the whole time. They're like, all right, I'm going to take an hour break. And he's just sitting there, just holding over the table.
Because it's like $10 million stakes and stuff. And he's also a global,
in that hand, he lost 50 million.
Yeah, and he's like a global terrorist as well. So it's like, you don't want to give him that much money. He just does, I don't understand poker at all. I don't know what any of the words mean.
Yeah.
I don't know what a royal flush is.
Yeah,
I don't know what a straight in the hand is. I know what the chips are. Because you can't eat them.
Yeah, no, you can't. They're fun to play with.
They are fun to play with. They're really satisfying. They make satisfying sounds when you.
When I was on the cruise, and all I did was play roulette. You just had the chips because they color code the chips for everyone. Because then it was just like, one color chip to discern every player on the game.
Yeah.
But they're only worth $1 each.
Yeah.
And you just sit there with a little pile and you just like fucking playing with the pile and you're just hearing the rattle of the chips and you're like, so good.
Blackjack was my game because there's no skill in it.
it's literally the biggest game of chance.
You don't have to think that much.
Yeah.
I always really gravitated towards that. And it's a very solo game as well.
No, but poker's fun to play. Like Texas Hold'em, like the apps and that.
Yeah.
But
I think they knew a good movie it wouldn't make. So they didn't show too much of it.
Yeah.
And again, they break it up.
Yeah, they break it up.
With some sex, some fights. There's that cool stairwell fight that's like straight out of Daredevil season 1. And like the muzzle flashes and stuff. It's brutal.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, fucking when it's him and her and there's that one guy that's like chasing him down the stairs and like he throws the one straight down the middle and he's fucking dead. But the other one, when they're jumping over the fucking railings and that down to the next step, those stuntmen, I swear to God, the one that was playing James threw himself headfirst into one of the steps.
Yeah.
And I was like...
Yeah, there's one moment he jumps diagonally and like he lands and stumbles a bit and just like into the wall and they leave it all in. Like, it's crazy.
It is so ridiculous.
It's
a stairwell fight scene like that, that's fucking...
A lot of handheld stuff as well, so it's just really visceral and just like... This movie has like a weird sweaty filter over it. Has like a grain to it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. I kind of like it.
It's not bad.
It kind of pulls you in to like the like, what am I trying to say? It just, I don't know, it just really sets the mood, I feel like. This movie looking dirty.
Yeah.
I like it. It just adds to that viscera.
Yeah. So I'll rerun you through the end so you sort of try and remember. So obviously he finds out, like, he's won all the money. He's Mads Mikkelsen's dead.
Yeah.
Got shot off and killed.
I was right about Felix, like, giving James Bond his money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. I remember that.
Yeah, because she wasn't going to give him any more.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'll start floating you the money through.
Yeah.
He's like, because I want to crack at this cunt, and I'd rather you play this out.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm running low, and this is not my game. He's like,
I
know you
can
can get it done.
About him.
So yeah, Mads Mikkelsen gets offed because he's lost all his money. Aim of the game is done.
Yep.
James wins it all, wires it to an account, and then Judi Dench is like, haven't seen the money. He's just like, oh, okay, definitely send it. Oh, I'll find out.
Yeah.
And then that's when the double cross happens. Old love Vesper, stolen it all.
Yeah.
He tracks her down as she's making the exchange with some other bad people. I don't know. But then that ensues a massive fight in this Venice Canal.
Yeah, with the building like falling.
The building starting to collapse and fall because he shoots a couple barrels underneath, and somehow that's big enough an explosion to crumble the whole fucking
video game.
Just that one building, nothing next to it, just that one.
Straight up like Far Cry logic.
Yeah. So obviously he's fighting everyone, kills them all off, and she traps herself into the elevator shaft and lowers it down, and she ends up drowning.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to let him save her because she's like,
I'm a prick.
I betrayed you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But then after that all happens, Judi Dench is explaining, they must have done this with her husband and forced her into doing this to do whatever. She sacrificed something. What was it? She saved you from them killing you, and instead double crossing you to get the money or whatever. And then he finds her phone with the contact of who it was, and then it ends with the guy driving to his like fucking lake estate house, getting popped in the leg, and then Bond walking over, being like, "Name's Bond, James Bond."
James Bond.
And the movie ends.
Yeah, right. Cool.
Yeah, so it's just like a long introduction.
I swear I watched it. I just don't remember.
You definitely watched it.
Definitely watched it, but yeah. Fuck, this movie's just so good, man.
It is just really good.
And like, name another good spy movie.
Spy movie.
I Spy, starring Ben Stiller. Was that Ben Stiller?
No.
Owen Wilson, maybe? What was I Spy? I don't remember. But it was like Spy.
No, that was Jackie Chan, wasn't it?
Was it Jackie Chan? Who knows?
I think it was Jackie Chan.
I'm going to look up spy movies.
Because there was The Pacifier, the Vin Diesel one.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Is he a spy in that movie?
He's some sort of agent of something.
I swear
He was
Owen
like a
Wilson
Navy
is an
SEAL
I
or
Spy.
something.
I want to say it's Owen Wilson so bad.
I feel like there was one that was like, was it like family orientated? Like he was in a family thing?
2002 film. Oh, it's Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy and Owen Wilson.
Oh,
there you go. I saw that in theaters with Funke Janssen as well.
Fuck yeah, no, there you go.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. I think it's really bad. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some spy movies. Oh, Jesus. Black Widow, that's fucking generous.
That's a stretch.
Very generous. Atomic Blonde. Yeah, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. they were going to try and franchise, but then Armie Hammer is a cannibal.
Uh-huh.
Tenet's not a spy movie. Tenet's a bad movie.
It's just a bad movie.
Oh, yeah, well, there you go. The Kingsman movies, yeah.
Kingsman is straight spy.
They're a serious parody of James Bond. So, like,
yeah,
it's poking fun at James Bond, but it's also a really good spy movie.
I love them. They're so fucking good.
The first one is fantastic. I don't think I've seen the second one.
The second one's a bit more of a comedic look. But it still has a lot of fucking good things to it. Plus Elton John's in it.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we're getting the prequel in January.
Yeah.
The King's Man.
King's Man. Yeah.
Which just looks like a straight action.
So you got like your Jack Ryans and your Jason Bournes, which are like serious goes at it, but they were still just kind of gritty.
There's really nothing else that's sort of like big time.
I haven't fucking heard of any of this.
Yeah.
I've heard of Mission Impossible 5, sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess what if you try to make another one, you really just make another James Bond, aren't you?
Hey, our boy at the end.
There he is, Hitman. I
Thank you.
love that Timothy Oliphant.
Respect.
Put some respect on the name. Put respect on the skinhead.
And you know what? One of my points in the main episode on this same channel coming on Sunday is Finally Time to Die is a Hitman movie. And you will notice.
Yeah.
You will notice. Not even, I didn't even have to say that, and you would notice. I think we would make the same point. So, yeah. But, yeah, spy movies, I don't know. Everyone's just like, just let the Broccolis do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that own James Bond, their last name is Broccoli, and that's never not funny. It's always funny. Your last name is fucking Broccoli.
Yeah.
Barbara Broccoli.
Yeah, you got to change your names if you're going into
also,
such franchise like that.
Very, very famously, what's the word? I don't want to say careful of it. Protective.
Yeah.
Very, very protective of James Bond. That's why we don't have... There's no TV series spin-offs. They've never sold to Netflix. Like Netflix tried. Amazon tried. Never, ever sold. Until... Oh, no, I think Amazon did buy them out, right?
Someone did.
But it was only this year.
I think Stan had them all at one point.
Yeah.
But it was only a limited deal.
Yeah, I mean the rights to make
okay,
them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Amazon finally convinced Barb to buy them out. But yeah, they're super protective. Like, no, it has to be 007 James Bond.
Yeah.
Which now they've kind of fucked. So, no, they haven't fucked it, but... Daniel Craig's finished, so...
It's going to have an interesting future.
Are they just going to do another James Bond trilogy, quadrilogy, pentrilogy, or whatever this was?
Do they go the female route?
Do they go a female route, and then you can't call it James Bond? So, very curious as to what they'll do. Daniel Craig leaving gave this big sense of finality, but then you were like, well, they're never going to stop, are they?
Yeah.
So, And that just goes to show how good Daniel Craig was as a Bond. Is when he said, I'm not doing any more, everyone was like, there's going to be no more. And that's a really good testament to how good you are as a character.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So, yeah, I don't know what the future of James Bond or 007 is, or this franchise is.
We may discuss it a bit further.
We will definitely discuss it on Sunday, but yeah, I just thought it's nice to jump in at the first one.
And it's a fucking great start into it.
Fucking baller.
It's an absolute rout.
Good fun. But anyway, we've been talking about this main show. We've been hyping it up. Where do they find that main show, Adam?
Mate, you guys can find that main show where you're finding this extra show. It's on the same channel, Jack.
Mate, you don't even have to go anywhere else.
There's no links to go anywhere else.
This is a combination Taco Bell and Pizza Hut.
Exactly.
It's the same place.
If you're on audio, if you scroll down one, there's a main show episode. Correct. If you're on YouTube, you just click on our channel. They're all there. Also, they're in playlists. God, so if you want to go through season 1 to 4, all the extras, and just watch them, they're there. One place.
But you do have to subscribe legally.
You actually do. And it is very easy.
We do send out subpoenas.
We will find you if you don't, because we need it to happen. We're getting very close to 150 subs on YouTube, which is great. But at the end of the day, numbers is nothing for us because we just enjoy doing this as a hobby at the end of the day.
What was the last episode? Was it the Eternals?
The last episode was Marvel's Eternals.
That genuinely felt like 4 months ago.
It really did. After I'm thinking about it.
This week has gone so long.
I think it's because we're doing this episode a day late.
Yeah.
It then feels like our system is so out of whack because we're used to doing it on a Wednesday or Thursday. But we've waited till a Friday, and then we're going to record in 2 days' time again. Anyway.
Daddy needed his sleepy time. Give me a break.
Completely fine. I finished work late. I didn't want to bother. I didn't even want to record it that night anyway.
Anyway, subscribe. There's a link tree under every single episode, which will take you everywhere you need to go. We are everywhere on the internet, including TikTok.
Yep.
So yeah, find us, tell us you listen, show us that you listen. It's always fucking cool to hear that. We do questions on the main show.
Yep.
Drop those because that's a very big part of that show.
Yeah, it's a fun little get to know your boys. And
next week is Edgar Wright week, so we're doing Hot Fuzz for the extra before Last Night in Soho. And then the votes will be back this coming Monday for the next show.
I swear you promised people the votes will be back after Face Your Fear week.
If I'm, yeah, well, we're not doing Venom 1 again, so. So
Go back and watch that one.
the votes will be back. Until then, my name is Jack, continues to be Jack, and I'm one half of You Like That Extra
And
podcast.
my name is Adam, one half of Adam of the You Like That Extra podcast.
God.
See y'all next week.
Bye.